Welcome, friends, it is I, your LostScarf, and it's time for episode 1 of Smanswers. And in the background is a Kirby riding a cow, and that's pretty awesome. So thank you to everyone for asking questions in Smanswers 0. You asked questions, so it's time for the answers. And I'm only going to answer a good number of the questions, not all of them. We're going to answer them all maybe this time, next time, or with guides, or future videos. There's a lot of ways to answer these questions. So if you didn't get your question answered today, it will be answered eventually in one way, shape, or form. Don't you worry. And if you're wondering why we're face camming, it's so I can get better at face camming, and Jinx can get better at doing graphics for face cams. So while you're improving at Smite, we're improving at this. So there you go. Production for us, gameplay for you, and that should be pretty awesome, right? Everyone getting better. Let's go ahead and get to the questions. I just want to time how long it take, and going. So question number 1 is, how do you deal with Bastet's cats as a hunter? Should you get hogged? The answer is hell no! Don't you get hogged. You need to get Sprint 2 and 3, because as a hunter, you should already have Sprint 2 and 3. Sprint 2 and 3 ignores slows. Bastet has only one CC, and that is slows. Everything she does slows you down, including her cats, so just get Sprint and you can get the hell away from her. Sprint 1 doesn't ignore slows, though, so don't settle for Sprint 1. Next question is, Vulcan Jungle, is that a thing? The answer is, hell yes it is! Now, I haven't done Vulcan Jungle since Thumper, but I did another one, so I have a video of me playing Vulcan Jungle coming up, and it's not bad. Like, you're more of a support jungler. You're helping other people out with their lanes, applying pressure, getting kills for them. But it's not easy to get kills yourself. It requires a lot of work. You have to land everything, including your tower. You have to include adding your ultimate into all that. You have to land everything, basically, to get kills. That is the only way to get kills as Vulcan, or just picking people off. But you can really help a team win pretty well, and you'll see that in the upcoming video. Next question is, does casting Freya's 1 with her 2 make her do more damage with her basic attack? And the answer is, yes it does. When you put Irradiate with Pulse, she does more damage, but she loses Splash and Slow, so think about that when you need to do more damage or when you need to slow them down. Which one do you want? Next question is, do passives work with Golden Bow and Odysseus Bow, specifically Chaac and Loki? And the answer is, Chaac, nope. Chaac, don't do it. But Loki does for one of them, and I'll explain why. Odysseus Bow is affected by physical power on proc. That doesn't do anything for Loki's passive. But Golden Bow is affected by damage dealt. Loki's passive is a backstab that does more damage. So more damage done to the main target splits off and does more damage to the other targets, so that does apply. Next question is from a Chronos player, and that is, when should they get telkhines ring and when should they get demonic grip? And the answer is what you're dealing with and how much offense and defense do you want. Demonic grip is great against tanky targets. You get a lot of attack speed, a lot of power, and penetration, so if you want to go all O and no D, then that's a good item for you to pick. Especially just because there's usually at least 1 or 2 tanks in the game, and the attack speed's really nice. But if you want to have some O and a little D in there, then you'll go for telkhines ring. Telkhines ring gives you magical power, magical defense, attack speed, and of course, plus 40 basic attack damage. So it's good when you need a little bit of protection against mages, or supports. So really, if you want to just break a tank, demonic grip for all y'all O. But if you want to box with a mage or a magical ADC, then telkhines ring will probably help you out with that situation. And even with supports, just not as much as a demonic grip. So next question is, this person, they don't like casual queue, but they don't want to lose their rank in silver either. They want to play Conquest and get better at Conquest, but they're not having fun with casual queue, so what do? And the answer is 3-mans. Get some friends and do 3-man conk. Then that way you can experiment and get better at the game, and you have friends to back you up. If you don't have any friends, then join a clan. If you can't join a clan, that sucks, then you only have one choice, and that is bite the bullet and do casual queue, or risk losing your rank by playing ranked and trying to get better at it that way. But if you care about your rank, then you gotta try to get some friends. Next question similar to that is, how do I know when I'm ready to play ranked? And the answer to that is 2 schools of thought. The first school of thought is, if you don't care about losing, then just play ranked. It might not help your teammates out if you do a role that you're not good with, but that's the risk you take, and that's okay with you since you don't care about winning ranked. Now, if you care about winning ranked, then you need to over-prepare. That is my opinion. That is, be good with 2 to 3 gods in every role. That's 10 to 15 gods. If you want to do good in ranked, you have to over-prepare because of picks and bans and all that stuff. And because at some point you're going to need to fill a role you're not good with. A lot of people have to fill a support role because nobody likes support for some weird reason. And because of that, we see a lot of games lost because support just doesn't know what he's doing. It's very unfortunate, but that's what happens. So if you want to get good at ranked, over-prepare. And that's my way of doing it. Another question is, with which god or in which game mode do you buy Pythagorean's Piece? And the answer to that is, in Assault, if you get 5 magicals, of course get Pythagorean's Piece. It's too good not to. And the other answer, if you have to do it in Conquest, would be ADC, Chronos, and Freya. And why is that? Well, let's compare Pythagorean's Piece with the usual Bancroft's Talon. Bancroft Talon gives you 100 to 199 magical power depending on passive, plus 12% lifesteal. Pythagorems Piece gives you 90 magical power and 25% lifesteal, so twice the lifesteal. A magical attack only gives you 33% of the lifesteal from it. So 33% of 25% ain't much. 33% of 12% lifesteal ain't much. But on an ADC, Mage, you're getting 100% of that, because basic attacks get 100% of lifesteal. So, Chronos and Freya have very high basic attack DPS. Because of that, you'll be healing a lot from doing that. Freya, also with Irradiate, heals twice. That's right. Irradiate does 2 basic attacks, basically, for lifesteal. You're hitting them once, but you get 2 lifesteals. So that's pretty good there. Freya will heal very fast from this. It is ridiculous. And also Chronos, because he hits pretty hard and fast as well. So you get a lot of lifesteal out of that. So Pythagorems Piece is good for them. And lastly, are there instances when lanes should rotate and should they be expected? And my answer is, as far as expectation goes, yeah. When it comes to requirement, only the jungler is required to gank. Only the jungler is required to rotate around. All the other lanes could be hammered to a point that they can't gank, they can't rotate, and that's okay. When they should be expected to rotate, though, is when they have nothing better to do. If the dual lane is doing amazing, but they can't hit the tower, like if they're pushing the enemy to the tower, but they can't do anything more than that, then they should go back to base and either heal and get items, or go try to rotate and do another lane and help them out. Same thing goes for solo and mid. If they are not doing anything, they should either be healing up, farming from the jungle in some way, shape, or form, or going to another lane to gank. Those are the things right there. Because you see a lot of people who just don't really do anything, they just hang out in their lane because they're not sure what to do. And that's when you got to make your choice. It's a gray area. Maybe you shouldn't leave your lane because then maybe the enemy mid will gank as well and stuff like that. But that's when you make your choices. But that's really the only time to expect a teammate to maybe rotate is when their lane is just doing so well and they have nothing better to do. They should rotate and help you out instead of just wasting time standing around doing nothing. It happens, and that's just something that needs to be improved on by players in general. So there you go. Those are all the questions there. And as always, what you want to do is make your responses to my comments and everything, see if you agree or not, but you have to put why you disagree if you disagree, so that we can talk about it as a community and get better, because the more conversation happens, the better we all understand things. That's really the idea there. Also, ask more questions, please, in the comments if you have any that's in your mind. And also, if you're shy, there is, of course, Smite Smanswers at gmail.com to ask questions. And I'm just going to list a couple questions that will have guides in the future, such as, what's a good beginner guide for each role? That should have a guide. How to play Siege? Well, any mode in general should probably have a guide. Eventually. How to play Assassins in general, so that basically all the roles and all the classes need guides. And yeah, they could use some guides for beginners for sure. General item guides, that's a couple guides right there. Guides for jungle, it's just everything. There's a lot of things that could use some guides, and they will be coming out in the future. It's going to slow down the beginner guides a little bit for the gods, but the more guides, the better for everyone. So there we go. That is everything right there. I learned a lot. Hope you learned a lot as well. And so that was a lot of fun. So I had fun. Hope you had fun watching. That's what's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.